We've got 2 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. You are on board the gospel train. I'm Sharon Rucker, going to be your host and your conductor for the next however minutes, because I'm excited, everybody. Tonight, I will be talking with Renee. Her name is Renee Lawless. Many of you all know her as Misery's Crier of the haves and the have-nots. We have talked at least 3 times, everybody. So this will be my 4th time talking with this lady, and you all are going to thoroughly enjoy the interview. I see Sylvia out there. Hey, Sylvia. Sylvia, hit your share button. Those of you that are coming on Facebook, please help me put this all over Facebook so that everybody can enjoy Renee tonight. She should be out in the room, everybody. So I'm going to give you all about 1 more minute to help me spread the news. Those of you that are coming on the sites, and you have several places, you can use Live 365 and TuneIn.com. If you use those 2, you must put the gospel train in the search box, or you can just go to my site at SharonRucker.com. And I see many of you are getting on the site right now. So thank you all so much. Again, we're going to come on in about 1 minute, and then we'll get started. We've got 3 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. All righty. Hey, Jeffrey, hit your share button. Help me spread the news out here, okay? And guys, I'm going to get started in just about 1 minute. Just a second. Okay, let me get everything right. Hang on. Okay, just a second. One minute, everybody.
Sharon Rucker's Gospel Train.
You all know I always like to tell you the music in the background does not belong to me. The music in the background does not belong to me. And when we go off tonight, I will swap the music out to myself, as I always do. All right, everybody, I am ready to lower this music, and we're going to get started. And hopefully Renee is already out there waiting on me. So let me get my mic a little bit closer to me so I can make sure she can hear me, everybody. Let me lower this music, and we will bring her on. So let me get everything like it needs to be, the mode that it needs to be in here. So hang on, everybody, just a second. Alrighty, I believe I have everything like it needs to be where people can still hear me going across the air, and it is, so we're good. I was almost in a panic mode today, everybody. And it was God. I can't even take the credit. I decided to do a test mode, and I couldn't hear myself. And Sylvia, almost fainted because I thought, what in the world is going on with this system? But the Lord showed me what I needed to do. He's just good like that, everybody. All right, guys, I'm going to pull everything down. We're going to go to the phone lines. Renee, are you there? Hello? Renee? Hello?
I'm here.
How are you?
I'm here.
How in the world are you?
I'm just great.
You know what?
It's like I kept hearing you going, I'm here.
Renee, I was telling everybody, and I don't, listen, I don't usually do this, but today, because it was you, I said, let me do a little practice, make sure that everything is going across the air, and people are coming on Facebook right now, and I just said, let me make sure that they'll be able to hear me, and they couldn't because I had my monitors on. When I say I got in a panic mode today, I thought I was going to pass out because I couldn't figure out what was going on. But I'm a faith walker, and I started talking to the Lord. Listen to me, and I'm telling you, everybody, He told me what I needed to do to fix it. You see, we're talking right now, okay?
Yes, we are.
And everybody's listening out here, so we've got people coming on Facebook. Those of you that are coming on Facebook, hit your share buttons and put this out there on your walls and other people's walls so that we can just open this up all over Facebook tonight. I'm going to introduce you because guess what, Renee? I did a little research and you have a lot going on, so I can only give you all just a little bit of her bio. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Renee Lawless.
A lot more just happened today.
I'm just gonna give everybody just a little bit now. Listen, everybody.
Okay.
Renee Lawless is an actress and she's a singer. She is also on Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots on the OWN channel, and she has a great role known as Mrs. Cryer. She was born, everybody, I believe I'm correct, in Knoxville, Tennessee. Am I correct?
Yes, I was. Not to be forgotten, the University of Tennessee.
That's right.
Hospital, thank you very much. Bleed orange, ball for life.
That's exactly right. And let me continue. She spent most of her childhood in Tennessee, but later moved to Florida. Her educational portfolio includes, listen everybody, a master's degree in vocal performance from the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music. And with saying all of that, Renee Lawless, how in the world are you? Because you have a lot going on in your life, and I am just so grateful that you found a few minutes to call in. So how in the world are you?
Oh, my pleasure. I'm doing absolutely terrific. Actually, I'm multitasking while we're speaking. I'm doing it at its finest. Trying to, thinking, well, I'm on a phone, I can multitask, but I'm doing terrific. I'm doing absolutely great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
A little tired, but that's just part of life. We can sleep when we die. Well,
you know, we all love the show. We absolutely love the show. And
well, I want to say something right up front for all of, I said this on social media last night during the show. I want to thank everyone for their love and support and outpouring of kindness and prayers that Catherine would get up out of that tub and that I was not dead. And it really blessed my heart that people were very upset that they thought I wasn't coming back.
Well, now, you know what?
I wanted to get that out there.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I was one of the ones when I saw you fall back in that tub, I said that I know they better not kill you off, okay? Now, that kind of made me a little upset. So I was glad.
Yep.
When you got up.
As long as everybody reaches out to Tyler Perry and tells him not to kill me off, I think we're fine.
Well, don't worry, because we will definitely do that. Now, let me tell you what I did. I used a day or two to ask people to send me questions, and I didn't have any idea that they were going to flood me the way they did, Renee. So what I'm going to do is, I know I can't get to all of them, so I'm going to try to get to the ones that I think everybody will enjoy, okay? And I think, yes, so let's start with this one right here, everybody. The characters. Let me ask you, who in the show is most like their character and who's the least? That was one of the questions that came to me today.
Well, the least is easy. That's Angela Robinson. Because Angela Robinson, Veronica, is so not Veronica, it's almost haunting. I mean, when you meet Angela Robinson, she's probably one of my bestest friends. The sweetest, kindest, most generous, would strip in the middle of the street to give you her clothes person, God-loving, has no problem with her gay friends, and really doesn't even curse that much, if at all, and loves Jesus. Just the most generous human being you would probably ever want to meet. The person that I would think is probably the most like their character, but even better, would be Crystal Fox Hannah.
Oh, really?
Because, I mean, Crystal, she's not 100% like Hannah, but I mean, she loves life, she loves people, she's a very giving, kind person, she loves Jesus. I think, you know, and then there are certain parts of Jim's personality that are, John Schneider has a very dry wit and can be very quick to respond, just like Jim Pryor. But John is not like Jim, but you know what I'm saying? Whereas Crystal Fox is the same thing. She still has that kind, nurturing, loving, caring personality like Hannah Young does.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, you know what, actually maybe Ty Leslie is a little bit like, goodness gracious, Benny, you know, a little. I mean, he doesn't, you know, but yeah.
Well, now let me ask you.
Who's not like their character.
Now let me ask you, because I have talked to you so much. How close are you to Mrs. Cryer? Is it hard for you to play Mrs. Cryer? Because you know, I've talked to you enough that
not at all.
Because
it's not hard for me to play her at all. I get to let everything I ever want to do and say to anybody else. I mean, it's like I get to be what I can't be in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I get to just, I mean, she's a very powerful person, and I don't wield that kind of power in life. You know, I don't, you know, have something on everybody in the state. And when she walks in a room, she commands the room. And I think I have a commanding presence.
Well,
that's where we're similar, you know.
Well, now, Renee, a little bit of that is you, because you know, you've been putting videos. I follow you. You've been putting videos out there,
right?
And let me tell you,
I have a little bit now. One thing that we are, I mean, we're a lot alike in that, you know, we're women and we got opinions and we don't like things, and I'm headstrong. Our biggest difference, other than I don't have millions of dollars, other than the money and the power, our biggest difference is that I have a moral compass.
And that's good. And that's good. But now, let me tell you, I really enjoyed you. I believe you all probably you were at Tyler Perry Studios, and Taraji and she was with some people, and they turned around, and because, I mean, you had it going on. The hat, the dress.
I think she was turning around to talk to somebody else.
No, she was turning around to look at you. No.
I put it on Facebook.
No, she was turning around to look at you. Because I said, oh, look at Renee. I mean, you looked awesome. You really, really looked awesome. Let me ask you, what have you been up to besides the have and the have-nots? Because I noticed that you're now decorating are you decorating their homes, or were you just doing Christmas things? What were you doing?
Well, it's mainly Christmas. A lot's going on. I mean, if you follow me, and my fans know this, that I've been on Hallmark Home and Family several times. As a matter of fact, I'm filming on Tuesday. I think it's going to air, check your listing, air sometime Wednesday or Thursday of next week. You'll be seeing me do another segment on Home and Family next week.
Okay.
On the 29th in some listings, or the 30th in some listings. So make sure you check your Home and Family local listings. And I do a lot of crafting. I'm a very big crafter, but I'm obsessed with Christmas, to the point which I can't speak a lot about it now, but I'm in the process of putting together my own show.
Oh, wow.
That will be, it will touch on decorating and a bunch of other stuff, but I'm in the process of pitching and doing things like that. That's another big thing. But as far as the decorating is concerned, I throw a Christmas party at my home. Even when I lived in a small little apartment, I always just threw a Christmas party. Well, people started coming over, and they were like, can you come to my house next year? I mean, Tika Sumter asked me to do hers 2 years ago, and I've been doing hers the past couple of years. And then I've always done my best friend's house. And then I had another person approach me this year, and I've now picked up 2 or 3 more clients. So, yes, it's primarily Christmas, but if they wanted me to do other holidays, and B, I just did someone whose home that I did just decorate this year. I was over, and he goes, now I have another decorating question. And I gave him advice on how to set something up for his home. because he does a lot of video podcasts and stuff like that.
Well, now
So I do a little bit of everything.
well, and I noticed that, but now I'm about to get on you about something. When I saw you were at the Christmas place in Pigeon Forge, and that's in my backyard, I said, well, now dang, could she not have sent me a little text and let me know you were going?
Forgot you.
I mean,
you know
come
what happened
on.
with that with here when I was at the Christmas place, I have to tell you about that, and I will apologize. I literally had been in Asheville doing a play, and then I went to the what do you call it? The Biltmore, and I had about 24 hours, not even 36 hours. And then my parents are buried in Morristown, Tennessee.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
And I just had this urge to just go up and spend a little time with mom and dad. And because I usually go there around the holidays, and I knew I was not going to be in Tennessee for Christmas this year. So I thought, you know what? Let me run up there. Let me spend some time with mom and dad, and I'll go down to the Christmas place because I had somebody whose home I was decorating, and I wanted to zoom in there to see if there was a couple of things I could use this season. So it really, I mean, literally, I didn't even see a lot of my family. I barely had enough time to go up there. I stayed with my uncle and saw a cousin and turned around and left. It was a in and out very quickly. So even if I had told you, Sharon, I probably wouldn't have been able to see you. So my apologies.
Well, that's okay, because I'm just really fooling with you. I know you're busy, but you could at least say, Sharon, hello, I'm in Pigeon Forge. I just wanted to say hello. That's all you needed to tell me, and that would have made me excited, okay? That's all you need to tell me.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me. But that's my favorite store on the planet.
Now, you know what? I haven't been there in a long time, but the last time I was there, which was probably a couple of years ago, because we tried to go to Pigeon Forge during Christmas. Is that not the most beautiful place that you've ever been to? Pigeon Forge. I mean,
Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and I know they had the fires a few years ago that really probably changed the landscape considerably. I haven't been into actual Gatlinburg proper in a very long time. Because when I go to Pigeon Forge, I zoom to that store, I turn around and leave. I don't do anything else. But I will say, while it's beautiful and I love it, I miss the Pigeon Forge and the Gatlinburg of my youth.
Yeah, I remember too.
When it was a little less commercialized.
That's right. That's right.
Just cute boutiques and galleries.
Well, see, I remember because Renee, my father was from Sevierville. They had a farm, and so I knew what Pigeon Forge was like before all of those malls and buildings, and it was just it was so. I loved when my father would take me there. I was just a little girl, but it was just
my dream is to have a small home there. I would like to have a cabin, and even if it's a small little log cabin or something. Just a little vacation or Airbnb. I want to have something in that Sevierville area. I really do.
Well, you need to do that. You need to get just a little cabin. So when you just need to get away, you can go to your cabin, because they have really commercialized it. I must say, Pigeon Forge is just. I mean, they've just overwhelmed us. It's beautiful, but now the traffic is awful. It's awful to get up. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Horrible. So that's why it wasn't that bad in August, but because after school had started.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, where do you call home now? Where is home for you?
You know that song, Papa was a Rolling Stone, wherever he laid his hat was his home.
I get it.
Remember that song?
I get it.
I'm a Rolling Stone.
I understand.
That's my home. Where home is still and always will be Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, I love that place.
That's my primary address. That's where everything I do business-wise is out of. My family home. It's my home. It's where a lot of my stuff is. But I also spend part of my time in Los Angeles. So people say, where are you living? I go Los Angeles, but I'm really not here all the time. I mean, I'm kind of a back and forth bi-coastal because, we film in Atlanta, but I'm doing so much traveling these days. I don't know where I live.
I understand. But now in California, probably just a little much for you since you're a Tennessean kind of girl. You kind of from around.
Well, I've learned to accept what it is. I mean, it's growing on me daily. There are things out here that I wish was more like the Southeast, because you can take the girl out of the South, but you can't take the South out of the girl.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, there's a lot of things. I'm fortunate. The place out here is in the valley, so it's very residential. I'm not in the hubbub unless I have to be for auditions or work or events or something like that. So I'm able to be away from the, for lack of better words, the hustle and bustle of that Hollywoody LA life. So it's just like being any other city, with the exception of just, things are different in California.
Right.
I do like the fact that here I can open my back door and leave it open all day. And I don't
Oh man, really?
Bugs flying in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a nice thing. And yeah, so I do like that.
That is great. I've got some questions here. Let me get some of these people's questions before they say, "No, why didn't you ask her what I told you?" Here's another question that's really gonna make us all want to listen. Someone says, "What can you tell us about the have and the have-nots? What can you share with us? Can you share anything?"
Well, what I can share is, and if you saw the trailer at the end of last night's episode and what's coming up next week, then you'll see that Catherine's going to be in the color orange for a little bit. Sadly, and what I can tell you about that, I'll give you, you saw the trailer, they do take Catherine to jail, and she's there for a little bit. And the bad news is that Catherine's in jail. The good news for Renee as an actress, it was really nice to show up every day and not have to worry about getting my hair fixed.
I understand.
I got to wear very little makeup. I had a little bit on, but I mean, I literally every day was just, I didn't have to spend hours in hair and makeup to get my hair done and teased and rolled. It was a very free experience. And I actually had no Spanx on.
Oh, wow.
So nice to just feel free.
You say you didn't have no Spanx on. So, yeah, it was a good day for you then. Probably because you're thinking.
Even though I don't look very good, it's probably not one of my finer moments on camera.
Well,
Well,
you know what?
Better looks. It's a free
Well, let me
look.
tell you.
Let's say that.
Last night you looked real relaxed. I take it that your hair was wet. You just looked like you didn't have any makeup on. I thought, she's real relaxed without any makeup.
Right.
That's just you being who you want to be, and that's a good thing. Here's another question.
It's not a very flattering look, I will say that.
But it's okay. We don't have to look good all the time, and that's okay. You're in your role. You're in your character.
No, we don't.
Here's another question for you. This lady says, "Are you starting a fan page?"
Yes, I had someone approach me, and I said sure. And it's a lovely organization. They actually run the fan pages for a lot of the soap operas, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, and One Life to Live. A lot of actors on that. Now, the link that I put on my Instagram account takes you directly to mine. That doesn't mean you're still going to get things from me and stuff, but I do it through this this woman is the one that's helping me and facilitating. And she's it's very successful, and I thought it was a great way for me to connect with my fans and to send them a card or whatever, and more directly as opposed to, because sometimes I miss things when they come to me in messages.
Yeah.
My assistant might miss it, or she might get it to me, and my life just doesn't allow me to do that. And I try to be very good about reading a lot of things, but I miss things. I just do. Or I get busy and I forget, where this woman keeps me on track. How about that?
All right. Well, I thought when I sent you my first message, I thought, I don't know if you saw it. So then I went to Twitter because I thought, I don't believe Renee is getting my message. I can't imagine the messages that you get. So
Now, I get a little overwhelmed, and I have to weed through the millions of men throwing themselves at my feet.
You say the millions of men.
You'd be surprised. I go, really? I appreciate you're so sweet, but no, thank you. No, but I get a lot. You get the crazies.
I understand.
And I have to be very careful because I've had some really crazies.
And you do need to be very careful because there are stalkers. There are a lot of stalkers out here, and you're very popular in your role. People are posting right now.
I've been a victim of two, and that is why if I don't overly respond, I try to say hello and be kind, but you have to understand there's got to be a level of protection there.
That's right. And
sometimes I do have my assistant go through a lot of my mail to weed through. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be inconsiderate. It's a matter of safety. And I never also want to lead anyone on.
That's right.
I never want anyone to believe that, oh, hey, why don't we go have coffee? Okay, no.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And Renee, and seriously, Renee, and
we talk or whatever, but yeah. So.
And you have to be careful, Renee, because
it's in this day and age, I got to be careful.
Yes, you do, and you have to be careful, particularly because of who you are and the role you're playing too. I have people posting out here. People are telling me to tell you your hair is beautiful. Tell her she still looks good in her orange. Says she is fierce on the show. This one young lady, her mother passed a few years ago. She said you were her mother's favorite. She said you were her mother's favorite. So we have a lot of people posting out here. Another question for you.
I was my mother's favorite too.
I bet you were. Let me ask you, do you have other projects that you would like to work on after the haves and the have-nots? I know you do. What would you like to work on?
I missed the first part of that. You went out to do. I'm sorry. Project?
Are there other projects? What other project would you like to work on after? Now, this is after the haves and the have-nots.
Okay, it doesn't have to be after. I could be doing this right now.
Well, that's true.
I have several dream roles. I have several dreams. I have a dream. I'm sorry. No, my dream is I would love to get an audition and cast in the second season because the first season's already taped, of Star Trek Picard. I'm a big Trekkie. I would love to do any and all Star Trek forever.
Oh, wow. I would have never thought that you were a Star Trek fan.
What?
I would have never thought you would be a Star Trek fan.
Oh. I'm a huge, it's literally, I don't play a lot of music in my house unless I'm really cleaning. I just have background noise and it's usually the TV. Star Trek is on in my house. This is a big secret, guys. Star Trek is on in my house every single day. In some way, shape, or form. It's either Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, the original, Voyager, a movie, or whatever. It's background noise. So if it's anywhere on TV, I'll just turn it on, and it's just the noise. I'm not sitting down necessarily watching it, but it's just on. And it's what I go to sleep to every single night. It's on H&I network. I'm really a big Trekkie. I mean, it's
well, now
it's probably crazy. Well, I've never been to a convention. Always wanted to go. Never been to a convention. And that's the one thing. The second project that I would love to do, I mean, yes, you would always like to be in another TV series, and there's a number of different ones. I would like to do some film work, but another big project, I would like to do a period piece, something from maybe before the early 1900s or earlier. I'd love to do something like that. Or sci-fi or something of that nature, futuristic, whatever, but mainly a period piece would be something. There's a number of shows on television that I would have loved to have been a part of a Game of Thrones type show, so
Well, let me
I
ask
have
you.
aspirations for other things, but we'll see what happens.
Let me ask you. Do you think you could ever see yourself in one of the major soap operas that everybody watches? Because I could see you in a major soap opera every day.
Right. I have been, okay, there's a kind of a complicated answer for that. I have been approached, I've auditioned actually for one of them a couple of times, but for smaller roles. I have been approached by a couple of people saying, would you consider, saying they might be able to put a word in. There was a time when I would have loved that very, very, very much. But I don't want to necessarily be typecast in a soap role.
Yeah.
A, and B, sadly, the soap opera industry, while it's still got some hangers on her, it is slowly ebbing, I think. And it's too bad that they can't all become prime time, because I think they'd be watched more,
Yeah.
But so it used to be a desire. I wouldn't say no, maybe, I don't know. I would have to cross that bridge when it happens, but it's not something I'm necessarily going after, no. Not really interested in that.
One of my viewers, and I believe that Sherry, she was just talking about it. She said, ask about Veronica. She said, ask if Veronica is nice because she's a beast on the show. Veronica is probably a very nice lady. I think you just told us. It was Veronica you were telling us about.
Yeah, I just said, yeah. She's the person who's 180 degrees, not that person.
Well, I saw her.
The nicest person you'd ever want to meet.
Well, I saw her on something. There was a choir or something where she was there, and I don't know where this place.
Broadway Voices in New York.
Oh, okay, but I just remember
Broadway Voices in New York.
Okay. Well, there was this.
You know she's been in 4 Broadway shows, right?
No, I did not know that. No.
Yes, she was Shug Avery on the national tour of Color Purple, and then she closed the show on Broadway. She was Shug Avery before it closed.
Really?
And then she's done 3 other shows. Yeah.
Well, now that's weird. See, that goes to show you don't know people because. See,
no, and she could put Miss Beyonce the same playing Miss Jones in Dreamgirls. I'm just here to tell you.
Really? Wow. Well, now you know what you haven't shared with everybody, but now you've done Broadway too, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Would you like to still do Broadway?
On Broadway, and I did the Wicked National Tour.
So, do you still have a desire to do Broadway?
Absolutely. I don't know if I have, I wouldn't mind doing another musical. That would be wonderful, but I do have a strong desire to do a Broadway play. I have a very strong desire to do that. And I believe it will happen. The one thing about the stage, it's never going to go away.
Well, I would like to see you do Broadway. I think you would do well. I really do. I think you would do well in Broadway. Because, you're, let me say this. When I saw you do the scenes with the men, I said, now, this is a side of Renee that I didn't even know existed. Did you have any? I'm just telling you. I said, look at Renee. I told my husband, I said, oh, no, she didn't. Now, let me ask you, did you have any?
You know how many people called me after that aired?
I said, oh, no, she didn't. And you played the scene so well, Renee. Now let me ask you: did you?
Honey, did you see who was on the other side?
Look here, those men.
And
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you brought that up. Where in the world does he find all of these handsome guys? These guys are just something else.
They had a really good time filming on those days. I can assure you.
They are something else.
When he introduced Broderick, Giovanni is his name in real life. When I saw his picture when he was cast, and I just kind of went, oh, he's sort of cute. And I didn't really pay attention to him. But then he showed up, and he's got. I don't know if it reads on camera, but he has the most mesmerizing eyes.
Oh, wow.
He'll walk in a room and take one look at me, and I would just melt. And I'm like, okay, you got to act here. We're acting.
Well, now let me ask you, Renee, is he single?
Yes, he is. He's also extremely intelligent. He's actually an extremely well-trained martial arts person. He teaches self-defense. He does a lot of charity work. I think he's on Dynasty now.
Really?
Too. I think he's got a part on Dynasty, I think. Not, I don't know if it's a series regular.
Well, I'm asking because when I'm asking for you, I'm asking for you because you all played that character. Lord.
Yeah, he's single and he's lovely, but a little. There was a time, and it was a time that I would have. Yeah, but
we say yeah.
He's a little young, and I'm looking for something a little more permanent.
I understand. And another lady wanted me to tell you that you look awesome. She says, what do you do to keep in such good shape? She says, what do you do?
Well, definitely not what I did over this holiday season. I put some on. I don't eat. I try to do a very high protein, low carb diet, which failed me seriously over the holidays.
It failed all of us over the holidays.
I just ate far too many carbs. I thought I was going to turn into one big carb. But I try to work out. In a gym, train at least twice a week, and I've just now started Pilates because, like a lot of us when we get older, I've got some little aches and pains coming in. And
me too.
I've just really started taking a Pilates reformer class, which has really helped me tremendously. But I have to really, like right now, like I said, I put on this physique. You all know this, but I know this in my life. I put on a little bit of poundage. And it's more or less when I fit back into my clothes.
Well, you look good, Renee. You really do.
The older we get, the harder it is to come off.
It is. It really is. See, you didn't know this. And I'm about to share something with you. In about 5 months, I will be 66.
Oh my goodness.
See, you didn't know that, did you?
I would never have known that.
I know that.
Nope.
See, you didn't know that. So when you say it's hard to get this weight off, I struggle. It's a daily thing for me. I struggle. And then I have lower back problems, so I have to be careful with certain exercises. So I'm a walker. I try to walk, but it's really rough because, again, I have lower back problems. So I have to be careful with a lot of bending and that type thing. So it's hard. It really, really is. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Renee.
I try to, when we're filming, if I know we're going back, let me tell you, it's crash. It's like getting ready for the Olympics or something. It's literally, it's all, hands on deck trying to get in shape, let me tell you.
Renee, are you an only child? You have siblings?
You can't tell?
Well,
yes, I am. Okay, you can't tell.
Yeah, I can. And I can't. Because, seriously.
Now I'm an orphan. I don't have parents. I don't have anybody. I have some cousins, beautiful, wonderful cousins, and I have 3 beautiful godchildren, and I have friends, but I am an orphan. My parents are now deceased.
Well, no, you're not, because you know me, and you're never going to be an orphan. Okay, I'm gonna always be. I'm gonna always be your biggest fan. So you don't ever. And all these people out here that are watching right now that are telling me all these good things about you. Robin, who is a friend, says, "I pray that God gives Renee the desires of her heart. She will be phenomenal, no doubt." So people love you. They love your character.
My heart is a man.
The desires of her heart is a man, Robin.
A man with, I tell you, I've been following, and also more work. I do want to have more opportunities for other projects and stuff, but more important about I tease about the man. I followed Tim Tebow and now his new wife on Instagram. And I'm so admiring of both of them. They both have very high standards and very high morals and stuck to them faithfully and never settled. And, he just married Miss Universe. Think about it.
Yeah.
He really never dated that much. He dated a little bit and he waited and he held out and God gave him Miss Universe.
Wow.
And she got him. So, and it's disgusting how beautiful they both are. It's just a crime against nature that they're both just so good looking.
Well,
but I've been watching them, and and I'm thinking that's what you do. When you wait on God, look what He will do for you.
That's exactly right. Because my husband and I, Renee, we've been together 32 years. And I tell people, seriously, I've actually prayed for him. I've asked God to send me. Here's what I asked God to do. I said, send me somebody that I could love. All right. The reason why I did that is because everybody, in my younger days, when I was all thin and trim, I had, like you said, men always approaching me. So, you know, you don't always do or want those people. You know, you feel like, you know, this is not somebody that you want to spend a lifetime with. So when I prayed, my prayer was, send me somebody that, if, you know, through the good days, through the bad days, that I'm going to love this person regardless, you see. So
exactly.
You said through the good, through the bad, I'm going to still be with this person. Through the rain, through the snow, through the storm, through the sunshine, I'm going to be with them.
Right.
So everybody, be careful when you're asking God for your mates, because sometimes He'll send you somebody, but it may not be exactly what you really, really wanted, Renee. So I say to you,
I know.
If it's time and when it's time, you will find the man of your desire in your life and your choice.
You know,
okay?
I think, you know, and without going into my past, and we all had things, you know, I'm divorced, but I will say, when I got married the first time, and here again, my ex-husband and I are still friends. We had an amicable divorce. This was years ago. I've been divorced many, many, many years. We had an amicable divorce. It was not bitter. Matter of fact, I don't even look back at my marriage as a sadness.
And that's good. That's good.
It was not so it's not a negative thing. Consequently, I don't talk about it because it was not a negative thing. However, I will say, at the time, he was just about everything I ever could have wanted. I mean, you go through and you kind of check off that mental list in your head, and I went, okay, well, he's stacking up.
But were you young, Renee?
You know, so that's kind of what I want. People say, what do you want in your next husband? I said a lot of the things from my first.
Well, let me ask you, though. Were you very young? Because sometimes when we're young, you know, we don't always see what we need to see.
I was 28.
Okay.
I was 29 when I got married. So
Okay.
I wasn't that young, but it was a lot of things extra. You know, he became the health issues and wanted me to have a career and stuff like that. I don't want to get into
I understand.
That. It just wasn't meant to be, and people that are young don't handle sometimes curveballs that life throws about myself and him included.
That's true.
We had situations thrown at us that we probably would have handled differently if we had to do it all over again. And I mean, I'm not talking about anything. There's nothing infidelity, nothing like that. Nothing like that at all.
Yeah.
It's just, even though we were older, we were still young. I mean, we're still naive to that thing, and we probably made choices that we would have done differently. I knew I would have made a lot of different choices now.
That's right.
So I think that's why we had an amicable divorce. We realized that things were going differently for us, and it was we either part now as friends or part down the road as enemies. And so we stayed friends, and we still are still friends with his family and stuff like that. So, it's, you know, if I had to do it all again, I might have done it differently, probably. So that's just, you know, yeah.
Well, I think the fact that you all are still friends that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay.
Yeah.
That you all can still be friends.
There's only golly, my ex-boyfriend hurt me more than my ex-husband. And I'm not friends.
So your ex-boyfriend.
I don't even know where he is.
Hey, I understand.
I have an ex-boyfriend that ripped my heart out.
Woo.
That's a whole different story.
I know. I look here. I've been there, done that too. I have experienced that.
So funny. I was having dinner with friends the other day, and my friend was talking about her daughter, saying, "Well, I just don't want, you know, she's dating this new guy, and I just don't want him to hurt her." And I said, "Oh, she's gonna get hurt. She's only 20. She's gonna get hurt 3 or 4 times."
That's exactly right.
Get her.
That's exactly right.
That's just a rite of passage. You just gotta get her.
and that's what's gonna happen. Maybe that needs to happen to us, because I think once we kind of get past all of that, then we kind of know what we're looking for when we find it. You think?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're always, I mean, with love comes heartbreak, even if it's, only temporary. I mean, what is it better than love and loss than to never have loved at all?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me give you just about 2 more questions and I'm going to let you go. This lady just asked me, she says, what was the biggest challenge you took on, taking on your role as Mrs. Cryer? Because that's a good role that you have. I mean, you play it well.
Right. What
you
was
do.
my biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge was it, or was there a challenge? She said, "What was the biggest challenge about taking on your role as Mrs. Cryer?"
As far as the character is concerned, I felt like I knew her so viscerally that I think that's the reason I booked the job. To me, there was no effort in creating her because for some strange reason, I related to her on such a deep level that I kind of like, even though I'm not her, I knew this woman. That woman was part of me.
But how,
now,
Renee? But how did you know? How? How did you know that character was for you?
I don't know, because I grew up in the South.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been around that kind of woman.
Well, now, you know what? I can see you being a Southern belle. So maybe that's why that character fits.
You see me what? I'm sorry?
Well, to me, you would be called a Southern belle. I mean, the way you carry yourself in there. So.
But there was just something, I don't know what it was. I mean, I saw it online. I sat up in bed and went, that's me. I know this woman like the back of my hand. And I don't know why. I can tell you that now. As far as the challenge, I wouldn't tell you the biggest challenge. I'm going to be very honest. This was my first starring role in a TV series, and I had just come from being in a stage production. I hadn't been on the screen in a minute. You know what I mean? And my biggest challenge was myself. I was my biggest overcomer. I had to overcome, oh my goodness, am I going to be able to bring it?
Wow.
Am I going to be able to hold my own along John Schneider, who was a veteran, who was a seasoned television actor? Am I going to be able to hold my own next to Crystal Fox, a seasoned television actress? Am I going to be able to pull this off out of the gate and Mr. Perry not be disappointed?
Wow.
So my biggest struggle was overcoming my own fears.
Wow.
Let me tell you something really quick. I said this in an interview the other day, and I want everyone to hear this. I know we've got to wrap up in a minute. There is a difference between being a fear and being afraid or being scared. When you're scared of something, you recoil. You pull in, you step back. You're scared, you step back. When fear is involved, fear still, you have to, the words of T.D. Jakes, fear, you can step out on faith against your fears and you push through it. You move forward in fear.
Wow.
But you step back when you're scared. And I was fearful, but I was not scared.
Well, you are
and
definitely.
Once I overcame my fear, everything was fine.
You are definitely playing your role. Okay, you are definitely the character that you play. It's you. It's you. That's you. You know. So let me ask you.
I totally agree.
Let me ask you. When you all did you have to go and interview with Tyler and other people, or how did you go about getting the role of Mrs. Cryer?
Okay, it's not a short story, so I'm going to try to make this very quick.
Okay.
I did it different than a lot of people. I saw the audition online on an actor's database.
Wow.
And I submitted myself. I did not have an agent. I had a manager, but I did not have an agent. Never thinking I would have gotten a phone call. Tyler has a very, very, very strong admiration for theater actors. At the time, I did not know that. So they called me in. And I know I had to send in a tape. They sent me the things I had to send in a tape. And they liked the tape. And then they called me in for a callback with 5 other women.
Wow.
And after I read a scene with Crystal Fox, and that was the first time I saw Tyler Perry. I never spoke to him. He was on it behind a table. I saw the producers and the casting director, and there was 5 of us from Catherine, 5 people for Hannah, all this, and I did a scene with Crystal Fox. And after that, they cut the other 4 women, and I sit there and read with everybody else.
Wow. Wow.
And then a couple of weeks later, they offered me the role. Now, that whole story is far more involved, but that's the short version.
Well,
so it was basically I was told later that it was my role to lose. I think he liked me from my tape, and I had to show him in person. He had to speak for himself in person. So I never had a personal interview with Tyler. However, after I was cast, we all did kind of sit down and have a conversation with him. And he pretty much left it to us. He thought we brought to the table what he wanted, and he wanted us to explore and build the characters, and he let us alone, and he let us do just that.
Wow. Do all of you all get along really good? I can just tell you all are friends outside of the show.
We are.
That's something about your character.
When I tell you, we get along very well. We
that's
love
great.
each other.
That's great.
Tremendously.
That's great.
We do things together. We really love each other very, very much. We're very blessed, and we are very fortunate that we get along so incredibly well. Cast members have gotten married. We've gone to their weddings. We go to their birthday parties. We go to their concerts. We go to their plays. When my mother died, they came to her funeral. I mean, it's just
wow.
People, we all support each other very much, yeah.
Well, I can just tell that you all are just one big family, and I am so glad, Renee, that somehow or another we connected. I thank you. I thank you for responding back when I told you, because you didn't have to.
I apologize that it did not come quick enough.
Oh, I've just been playing with you. I'm just so grateful that you allowed me to be able to have you on this show, because you have no idea the people that are out here watching. I have a graph, and there's so many people listening to you right now that I'm probably going to break a record on Facebook.
I've answered a lot of your questions. I'm sure all of you have a plethora, and I consider myself an open book. I try to keep I do keep some things private, but a lot of things private actually. But in most parts, I'm no different than anybody else. I just happen to be very blessed to be in a very successful TV show right now.
Well, so we thank you, and we want you to continue to give us the best of Mrs. Cryer. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy watching you locked up in jail, but I know somehow or another you're gonna work that scene really good. I could just tell that you're gonna work that scene. You're gonna work that scene really, really. Now, let me ask you one last thing. Why did you all take off your daughter so soon? Why did they do away with that character so soon? I mean, she was just.
I'm going to answer that really quickly. I didn't do anything.
Well,
all Tyler Perry.
Okay.
That's a question for Tyler Perry. I don't know. It was a storyline. I have no.
That was just so quick.
I really can't answer that question.
Okay. Well, like I said, she was, we saw her just for a few weeks, and then she was gone, and then we just kept moving on with the storyline. So you all are doing great with the storyline. We love it. We love it. We love it. So we thank you so much. I thank you for taking the time to call in tonight. And when you get your fan page set up, if you want to come back and give us some information, how we can, and tell us what you're doing, you let me know.
If you go in the link, if you follow me on Instagram, or if you go on my Facebook, I have a link there. If you go on Instagram, it's got the link in my bio.
Okay.
And you just go and I kind of that's why I have somebody else running it for me. I don't really.
Oh, that's great.
They take care, and they call me for pictures and stuff like that, but I don't really. I'll pay somebody to do that.
That's okay. You just need to tell us where to go. So in other words, we just need to go to Instagram, and we'll find the link out there on Instagram,
well,
right?
Put it on Twitter and Facebook, but if you have a problem connecting the link that way, I know it's in my bio on Instagram.
Okay. Well, that works for me. Renee, please don't be a stranger, all right? Every now and then, just drop me a little text and just tell me hello, and I'll do the same with you, because I truly am grateful for you coming on tonight. Thank you.
I love this show, and this was my third time, I think, isn't it? Third or fourth?
No, believe it or not, this is your fourth time, and let me tell you. Yes, I was going through a memory on my Facebook wall, and on this very day, I was saying to everybody, this would be Renee's third time. So that was the last time. So this is your fourth time. Can you believe that?
Wow, how fabulous.
I know. So this is her fourth time, everybody. This is Renee's fourth time calling in. So when you get everything together, we'll get back with you a little later on in the summertime, and you'll have a whole lot. I just know you're going to have some more things to tell us and share with us.
A lot to say, I promise.
Renee, you take care of yourself, and we thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Thank you, sweetie. I thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Everybody, you have been listening to Renee Lawless. We know her as Mrs. Crier. She has just a great personality, as many of you could tell from listening to her conversation. I just thank her because when I reached out to her, everybody, she just responded back almost immediately. And there are a lot of people out there that are stars. If you all reach out to them, they will not communicate with you. I'm just telling you, they won't do it. So I just kind of say that God kind of was in this for her to connect with me, because when I asked her to call in, she just immediately consented to do it. So I am just so grateful, and I thank all of you out here on the sites tonight. There are a lot of people out here listening, and a lot of people on Facebook. I need you all to help me do something, though. I need you to hit your share button so we can kind of break some records tonight, okay? I'm going to put this in a lot of places when I get off tonight, but I do thank all of you. I appreciate you. Sherry, your mother would have just loved listening to this tonight. Who knows? She may have been listening, Sherry, okay? But everybody, I thank you all so much. I appreciate those of you that are out there listening. Continue to enjoy the station. It is a 24-hour station. It streams all day and all night, everybody. So you don't ever have to turn it off. We've got some new music that we need to get in this week. You all would not believe the people that are sending me music. My programmer can't get it in fast enough. I'm going to eventually have to hire somebody, because it's just overwhelming. It's overwhelming me. And I'm not on the level of most of these radio stations, but I'm overwhelmed. But we have a lot of music that needs to be placed in the system, and it's just, it's a lot of little things that we have to do when we put them in to make sure that people get their royalties. So we have to put a lot of labels and things, and it takes time to put all this music in, but we're getting it in, everybody. We're getting it in. So you all make sure that you listen during the day. You can listen at SharonRucker.com. You can listen at Live 365 and TuneIn.com. Those two places require you putting the Gospel Train in the search box, everybody. All right, guys, I am going to go off with just let's do a little liner here. Hang on, everybody.
Good friend Sharon Rucker on the Gospel Train.
Everybody, the music in the background does not belong to me. I always like to put a label on this stuff, because, you know, Facebook will cut me off. So I'm getting ready to put on a person that I can play. His name is Jeffrey Clark Payne, and I'm going to play him in the background because he gave me his permission to play his music. This way, I don't get myself in trouble, Sherry. All right, everybody. If you all want me to, I will go off with a little bit of a song, if you all like to do that. And I enjoyed talking to Renee tonight. I'm going to go back and probably do a watch party after a while, after this thing does what it does, and I'll do a watch party. But I do need you all to help me by sharing it on your walls as well, okay? You all share it on your walls. Let me pick out something for us to go off with tonight, guys. And then we can all just kind of enjoy the conversation that Renee gave us. She gave us a really, really good conversation tonight. I'm going to go off, everybody, with a little bit of thank you. Okay? Let's do that. Maybe about a minute or two of that. All right, everybody? The time is 1 minute after 9 o'clock. You have been listening to the interview with Renee Lawless, everybody. Better known as Misery's Crier on The Haves and the Have-Nots. She's a very sweet lady. I'm just appreciative to her for allowing me the opportunity to talk with her. So you all just listen to a little bit of me singing thank you. Just for waking me up this morning, Lord. Starting me on my way. Just for putting food on my table, Jesus. Lord, thank you for this day. How you made ways out of no ways. How you supply every one of my needs. Oh, Lord, I thank you. Oh, I thank you. Oh Lord, it's me. It's Sharon standing in the need of prayer. I can't do anything without you, Jesus. I need you each and every day. I need you to make me. I need you to mold me, make me as you will. Oh Lord, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Everybody, I'm sharing this on walls. Oh Lord, I thank you. For waking me up. Just for waking me up this morning. Lord, you woke me up early this morning. For starting me up. You. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody, those of you that are still out here on the different places. Thank you all. There were many, many of you listening tonight, and I appreciate you coming out here. I'll tell you how good God is, everybody. I don't usually check my system when I'm going to go live. For some reason or another, I came in here today about 3 o'clock just to discover I could not hear myself. I could hear the music, but I couldn't hear myself speak. Couldn't figure it out. Oh, I was just in a panic, everybody. I called my friend in North Carolina. He wasn't at home, and I said, Rod, you gotta call me. I got an emergency. I'm gonna have Renee Lawless calling in, and I can't hear myself. That means that people are not gonna hear me going across the air. Let me tell you how simple this thing was for me. And I know it was the Lord. He said, shut your system down, the broadcasting system, because obviously I had to hit something that needed to reset itself. And I just shut it down, everybody. Not my computer, but the system. And when it came back up, everything worked like it needed to work. That's why I praise God so, everybody. That's why I talk about him the way I do. Because this would have been a catastrophe for me tonight, trying to fix this system with this lady on the phone, trying to share her story with us, and me not able to let everybody hear. You all would have heard, but people out there listening would not have been able to listen. There are people on my site right now that are listening from everywhere I can see. So to those of you that are out there listening, all I can tell you is God is just an awesome God. I want to thank all of you tonight for coming out here with me. Everybody, we will be back on Friday for our talk show. And again, it's at 8. I'm having everything there at 8 o'clock. I don't know if it's because I have gotten old and I get sleepy, Robin, but I have to change the time, everybody. So we do everything now around 8 o'clock. So that seems to be a good time. So if you all will come back out here with me at 8 o'clock, I would be most appreciative on Friday. And we will do our talk show. Thank you all so much. Everybody, have a good week. Have a good week. Be safe out there. And again, hit your share buttons. Put this on your walls so that somebody can enjoy the interview with Renee. Have a good week, everybody. Be safe out there, and thank you so much. Good night.